Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night Principled Chiropractic broadcast, sponsored by DE and Band of Brothers all over the world. Um, Coming to you here from Charleston, South Carolina. Hope you're all having a great night. We are getting really close to DE, so everybody make sure that you have registered, you've got your room booked. We only have a couple of days left to book the room, so make sure you get on that. So that's October 19th through 22nd. They're in Atlanta. Don't forget, the Braves are probably going to be in the playoffs at that point. So we need to make our presence known and be there and get your rooms all set before then, because it is going to be a packed house. Also, if you can come a little bit earlier, that Thursday, the GCC is having their annual golf tournament. That's going to be on Thursday morning. The registration's at 8. The start is at 9:30. From what I understand, it is a big fun time, and I can't wait to see how big and fun it is. So I hope you guys can join us. And then we'll be meeting back at the hotel for DE after that. We're going to have a big, wonderful weekend. Saturday night, we'll have our 1950s party. So get your poodle skirts and your penny loafers and all those kind of fun things. And we can dress up like Happy Days and play some good fun music and have a good time together. The fellowship's always really good at DE. So I don't want to waste any more of your time for tonight, because our speaker is just a delight. He is so very special to me, and he leads and loves by example. He's always good for a great joke at the beginning. He's got massive wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, take it away, Drew Henderson.
Hey guys, it's Drew. It's on a Tuesday. I'm still not still at the office. I went home and came back because my light and stuff is up here. I don't know about a joke starting out, but it's been a good day. It's been a good week. Been a good month. Yesterday I got book from Dawn Maynard, My Smart Body. So it's get it. It's on Amazon. It's a great little book. I love the chiropractor. It reminds us of a patient we have. It's great. Such a good little kid's book. Thank you thank you for that gift, Dawn. I don't know what I was going to really talk about, but I was thinking the other day. I saw this group one day in a convalescent home singing, and it was like a gospel group. If you knew them, you could tell they were just a little off. They weren't the same. You could just see like little pain and hurt on them. A lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of disconnectedness, and they had lost their mom. It was the dad playing mandolin or something, and a brother and sister singing. But the mom was gone. They lost her a few months before that. But what really struck me is that they were trying to make people feel whole, even though they had a hole inside of them. They had a hole in their heart. And they were still there trying to help people. That's lasting purpose. That's giving, loving, serving, doing. Doesn't matter about what you're feeling. They were there. They're trying to make people be seen and give them some joy in the music they're making. But in our heart, there's two kinds of holes that we can have. One you'll die from, and the other one you live with. And we just, we got a hole in our heart. It's just blood seeping out, and sometimes you don't even know. Right? You don't even know. And what does it do? It causes you to be weak. It causes you to be anemic. It causes you to be fatigued and no stamina and lethargic, like where you should be, but you just can't get there, kind of thing. You just can't get there. But we can also have holes in our spirit. We can have holes in the emotional person. We can have holes in the proverbial person. We can have holes in the mental person. And they do the same things that the holes in a real physical actual heart do. They just zap the strength out from your life. Right? We're just fatigued emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And what causes those things? Trauma, whether it's childhood trauma, adult trauma, um, loss of somebody that we love, that we care about, uh, gaslighting, like all the manipulation that happens in the world today, um, that creates insecurities that leaves those holes inside of us. And it's hard to be whole when there's a hole. Hard to be WHOLE when there's a HOLE. How can you deal when you're being dealt with? How can you move when you're being held back? We can't. We can't do that. Like how do we fix that? Um, I know we got to stay reminded. We have to remind ourselves of who we are, what it is that we're doing for the world. There's good in this world, but just like the yin and the yang, right? If there's good, there's got to be evil. And the evil will try to remind you what you're missing out on. It will try to remind you what you used to have that you don't anymore. It'll try to remind you what was there but's not anymore. But you got to be reminded of what you still have. You got to be reminded of what you got. And I have an easier time. I know for me, figuring out what I don't have. I have an easier time figuring out what something costs me, whether it's time or money or energy. I have easier time figuring out who and what the people were that walked out when it got hard. I have an easier time figuring out the people that just don't care anymore. And we have to look beyond that. We have to look beyond the abandonment and the pain and the hurt and the problem and be reminded of what we have. And what D.D. Palmer said in the courtroom, as long as I have these two hands and there are sick people to get well, I'll use them. But that's what we have. Like we're not down, we're not out. We got to remind ourselves what we got. Yesterday, 128 freaking years of this thing. We're in its infancy, and it's time to fight. It's time to work hard, time to donate, time to join all the organizations. If you're not a member of the FCS or GCC, I don't care what state you're in, you need to be. There's some other states, but I know you need to be a member of those organizations. Out of state members, I'm out of state member for I don't know how many states. I just want to support them. And out of state membership's usually cheap. It's not much, but somebody said the other day, or this a few years ago, they know I'm involved with the GCC, and they're like, why don't y'all work on it to not have 20 continuing ed hours? And he's not a member of any state organization. He don't want to contribute any. I'm like, all right, well, you join and you can head up that committee. Oh, no, I just want y'all to do it. Well, it gets tiring. We need help. We need support. We need financial backing. And it don't matter if it's just $30 a year, like something. We need that. But just join a state organization. We need you. We all need you. But I was saying you got to be reminded that that's one way to fix those holes. Another way, we got to stay connected. I know DE and GCC is what connects me, and like my small, tight circle of friends that I can tell them something and I know they're not gossiping. I know that they're going to know it and that's it. And we can, you know, go in faith with each other and really hash things out and grow. I love that connectedness. I also like Krispy Kreme donuts. You know, before I die, I swear I want to go in one. Shaq's got some Krispy Kremes in Atlanta. I need to get on that conveyor belt with that fountain of icing that's coming over and just ride through that thing. It's and people say, "Oh, that's just pure sugar." It's not. I mean, I've got like a 5 pound bag of sugar in my cabinet. It looks nothing like that. It don't taste the same. Nothing. Excuse me. And I don't like the jelly filled ones. That jelly filled stuff will kill you. You know, you don't need to eat it. It's probably made up petroleum based, made out of recycled carpet. I don't know. But you don't need the jelly filled ones. The ones with the hole in them are better, right? The ones that are solid, they're harder to eat. And you know why? Because it's harder to break them apart. The other ones, the original ones, they're easier to be broken apart because they got the hole in the middle. You know, and it's easier for us to be broken apart and in pieces sometimes when we got that hole inside of us. You know, and that's where that connectedness comes in at, where we have to stay connected. We need DE, we need Band of Brothers. We need each other in this. I'm not going to disconnect myself. You're not going to disconnect yourself, hopefully. There's one fellow I hadn't heard from him in a few months. We were talking a lot, and he's gone. You know, I don't know. I hope he's okay. But I know I'm going to plug in 220 volts into chiropractic. I'm going to plug in 220 phase 3 into DE. You know, that's it. That's what I do. I don't do anything else. It's GCC, DE, and that's it. Another thing we got to do, we got to stay encouraged. I really like UFC. I like boxing. Chuck Liddell, Forrest Whitaker, they my number ones. You know, they're old guys. They're retired now. They don't fight. Love Mike Tyson. We used to when we had cable. We didn't have cable, but we could run a line from the power pole into the house, and we would move the wire around up on the telephone pole. We'd go up on our tree stand so we could get Mike Tyson's fight, and then we'd go back up that night and unscrew it so they wouldn't catch us. But loved watching that. And the unique thing about UFC and boxing is the throwing in the towel. You know, you don't see that in anything else. When they throw in the towel. And what does that mean? It means that you know the end. You know the end result. You know what's going to happen. You're screaming, uncle. You feel like you can't go on. You're done, and you give up. And then the towel comes in. That's what that is. But the twist is who holds the towel? It's not the fighter. The fighter don't hold the towel. The trainer has a towel. He's the one that knows. He's seen that boxer and that fighter. He's seen them at their best. He's seen them at their worst. He knows what his fighter is made of, right? He knows when it's over and when it's not. He knows when that fighter can't go on anymore. And he's keeping his own scorecard over there. And as long as that towel doesn't go in, that trainer knows the fight's not lost. He knows his fighter has some more in him, and that it's not over, and that there's hope on the other side. It just takes one punch to win this thing. And whoever's on this thing, whoever's going to watch it later, whatever, know that you don't have your own towel. You know, God's got your towel. And if a towel's not been thrown in on your life, it's not over. There's so much more to do. Just don't give up. Like Jimmy B said, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Just be encouraged. Be hopeful. There's a lot of good out in the world, like so much good. You got to see that stuff. You got to look for the good. Like, what else? I'm still in this office, and like, I love this place. It's a little humble abode. Like, there's not much. Couple of tables. Got another little table here. Chairs and stuff over there. But it's enough for us, you know. I mean, we see like 120 or so a day, and it's like, shit, we got a lot of room for growth. That's a little slow. We stood around a lot, but I love this place. You know, this is the place that lets me live out my calling and my mission field and what I'm supposed to do with my life. That's what these four walls are. I love this. This is home, you know, and just fall in love with what we do. Just fall in love with it. We we just love seeing people. We love taking care of people. We love laughing. We love crying with them. Just all the stuff. So just fall in love with this thing again. Be encouraged. Be hopeful. Come to DE in October 19th. That Thursday on through that Sunday. So get there early. GCC golf tournament. You can see how good of a golfer I am, which is not very good. But it's so much fun. Like one of the most fun days of the year. And it just, all your brothers and sisters are there. You know, so many people say, oh, I want to have that. Well, like, show up, you know, come, show up. Like, we're waiting on you. You know, we're banking on you. We love you. We appreciate you. I think that's about all I've got, Dawn. I'm out. So I appreciate you guys having me. And it's I'm ready for Wednesday. Gonna be a hump day for us. So it's good. So thank you all.
There you go. That was it, Drew. Thank you.
That's it. No, thank you. Thank you. It looks like you're, I know you're in Charleston. It looks like you're on a boat, and that's a port window behind you. I'm like, she's on a cruise, and that's a huge ship.
I know.
She's in the captain's cabin.
And it also looks foggy in here, too, so that doesn't help.
It's probably the hookah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. 100%.
Vaping. Love the watermelon vape 24/7.
Gross. It's always good. Always good. Hey, thanks for the reminder. Really good stuff. Always. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, I can't either.
October, we're going to have a really good time at the golf tournament and at DE. It's all going to be great.
Yep. It's going to be 1 month from today.
It is, exactly, right?
Yep, 1 month. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all.
Have a great night.